VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be.
Derek text box says Alabama is to Kirby as Florida was to Fulmer.
We're working like heck.
Alabama really kind of in their head. I mean, I saw Kirby after the game, somebody saying, do you worry about this narrative that gets started in your record against them? And he said, oh, shoot, what's everybody else's record against them? And it's like, well, you're not everybody else, Kirby. You have the most talented roster in college football, according to several different metrics out there. It's one thing for Tennessee or LSU or Ole Miss not to be able to get over the hump against these guys, but you've won 2 national championships. Your program's rolling, and you're playing them at home a couple of weeks after they lost to Florida State. There's a different expectation there that you are to win that game than there is for those other teams.
Totally agree. Can't have it both ways. I mean, because he also loves to talk about how disrespected they are all the time. It's like, how you make sure that doesn't happen is you win them all.
You go out there and take care of business, as they say. So, I mean, that was a question. Fulmer couldn't get over the hump against Steve Spurrier until he did. Those were pretty evenly matched programs from a talent standpoint. And Fulmer lost a couple of games to Florida that he shouldn't. But, that's a cross that I'm sure Georgia fans will bear. I won't say gladly, but they'll bear it for a couple of national championships and the status that their program has acquired.
No doubt.
865-966-3435, your number to get on the show. Ryan Shumpert coming up in hour number 2 from Rocky Top Insider. Where does Tennessee rank inside the SEC? We'll ask Shump and maybe some Tennessee basketball current information coming up here in just a little bit. Let's go to the phones and talk to Roberto. Good afternoon, Roberto.
Afternoon, gents. I have to say this about Bear. I can't appreciate his efficiency answering the phones. I know I give him a hard time once in a while, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Get you in, get you on.
We're all about efficiency here on the drive. I mean, we study it.
Place, man. But there's so many storylines. I love the Kirby can't beat Alabama narrative. It makes me feel some kind of way. I feel kind of good. Like it feels vindicating, and I hate pulling for Alabama in any way, but in that way, I really don't hate pulling for Alabama. I think Alabama is – a lot of people really hate them, and I do too. But I think Alabama is well more deserving of respect than Georgia. Georgia's nouveau riche. They're Florida in the 90s right now with maybe a slight bit more history. Basically, Florida in the 90s, the last time they were good, Steve Spurrier was their quarterback in the 60s. And the last time Georgia was good before this was in the 80s when Herschel Walker was there. So take that for what it's worth. It's kind of the same thing for me. And I don't respect them at all. They're trash people, and they're awful fans. So, guys, I asked this earlier today to Basilio, and I'd like to ask you too. If you put Chris Brazel's blind numbers against any other wide receiver, where would he be in the country in the Heisman voting as far as wide receivers are concerned? Blind taste test.
I mean, I think he'd be up there at number 1, right?
He's like number 4.
The 3 guys that are in front of him are like Mountain West guys or something, right?
No. One is Smith, Jeremiah Smith. One of them is
the kid at A&M.
The kid at A&M, and then there's one at USC, Malachi something, I believe. So I mean, they're respectable programs, but I hate the narrative, and it's the same thing for Joey Aguilar, not even getting into the top 10 of the Heisman conversation right now. I think it's obscene. If you want a good value, if Brazel keeps showing out, he's plus 18,000 right now to win the Heisman.
I said that yesterday. I mean,
did you? I must have missed that.
Well, Tennessee fans are so obsessive about the Heisman. I let it go a long time ago, but whenever I see Tennessee fans talking about the Heisman online, it's always about Joey and his odds and all this stuff. And from my vantage point, if you want to push somebody for the Heisman from Tennessee, it ought to be Brazel.
I actually agree with that, because I think his statistics are more eye-popping. Joey's good. Brazel's elite. And Brazel's going to be a first-round draft pick in about, 3.5 months, give or take.
I mean, he's on his way, Roberto, for like a 70 catch, 1,500 yard, 15 touchdown season.
Yeah. And it's not going to be in one game kind of deal. And he was huge in the Georgia game, but it's not going to be the Jalen Hyatt thing. You know what I mean? I think a better value would be him to win the Biletnikoff, but I mean, he's like 5th in the Biletnikoff right now. Just crazy. That's just crazy to me. So, anyways, those were kind of 2 talking points. And now I wanted to change a narrative on you. By the way, Tony Vitello going to Giants would be pushing the red button. I swear to God. Like, I will die. I'll just go jump off the Henley, and I'll invite you guys to come with me, because the returns on that would be catastrophic, not only for the baseball team, but for the university and athletic department at large. He is the most popular person at Tennessee. Josh Heupel's one name. Tony V is the most popular, though. Like, he just is, and he's so magnetic. He brings people.
Not going to happen, Roberto. You don't have to worry about it.
Don't let it happen. I swear to God, I'll jump off the Henley. Swear to God.
Tony wouldn't do that to you.
I know. Tony loves us. He's what Bruce Pearl could have been without the cheating. I'm going to switch narrative here. If Tennessee finally gets David Hobbs back, which it looks like they're going to, and I keep hearing Jermod McCoy has told his people, I'm playing starting in Arkansas. I don't care what you say. To his people, because his people are the ones holding him out at this point. Okay? If that happens, and we come out, and against a very good offensive team, say Arkansas, which they are, we played pretty well on defense, or even look better than we have, because we're dominant on the defensive line again. Does that switch the narrative on this Georgia loss for you guys or anybody? If you're on that committee, it's like Tennessee would have beat Georgia if they'd had all their players.
Thank you, Roberto. I don't know. Does it change the narrative for you, Bobby?
I don't think it does. I think that's
at least still such a missed opportunity.
No, that's the thing. And I just think that's kind of that's a kind of a micro thing for those folks. I don't think they would look at that. I think that's stuff that we look at very closely because we're so close to the program. I don't think Roberto's wrong. I think we would have won more than likely. We should have won without him, but we didn't. So
we had a caller on the post-game show ask us if we would have traded a loss at Mississippi State Saturday for that Georgia win.
That's a tough choice.
That was a tough one, man,
because
the Mississippi State hurts a lot worse.
Yeah, think about last season. We beat Oklahoma to go 3-0, and there was so much buildup for that matchup, and then we go and lose to Arkansas. And I mean, I was deflated, man. I can't speak for everybody, but I was like, good Lord, man, that's a massive step backwards. I think it would have been similar to that.
I mean, maybe, but we don't know what Mississippi State's fixing to do. They might reel off a couple of big wins here and go 10-2.
They have a hell of a schedule.
Yeah, have you seen their next 4 games?
I'm looking at it right now. I don't see a unwinnable game in the next 4.
I view them as like good success for them is like 8-4 this season.
At A&M, at Florida, winnable. at home against Texas. I mean, if they play us that well, they play Texas that well, and then at Arkansas should be a win. And this gets back into scoreboard watching, right? If we're in the playoff hunt, then you want to be a Mississippi State fan from here on out. We need them to get some wins.
Yeah, I mean, along with Georgia, or not. Yeah.
So we were talking about Brazel. Shout out to your guy, Ryan Sylvia, over at Rocky Top Insider, Bob. He did the statistical breakdown through 5 games. Brazel this year to Jalen Hyatt in 2022 when he won the Biletnikoff.
Yeah.
Brazel through 5 games, 31 catches, 531 yards, 7 touchdowns. Hyatt through 5 games in 2022, 27 receptions, 388 yards, and 5 touchdowns. So lower in every category, significantly lower in total yards. Now, the thing that, obviously set Hyatt apart was his performance against Alabama. That game won him that award. He had 5 touchdowns in a huge game against them. Again, this goes back to Georgia. Like if he had, if you win that game, he had 6 catches for 177 yards and 3 touchdowns against Georgia. That might have been his Alabama game.
Let me elaborate on that, because now I'm getting a little ticked off, because BetMGM put out their latest Heisman odds, and the 3rd best odds go to Jeremiah Smith. Now, Jeremiah Smith is a transcendent talent. We know that. He's going to make a bunch of money in the NFL. That's great. Plays for Ohio State. That's great. His stats so far this season: 28 receptions for 396 yards, an average of 99 yards per game, and 14.1 yards per catch, and 4 touchdowns. Brazel's per catch average, if I recall correctly, is in the 17-yard range. I mean, the fact that Brazel's just not, to your point of what you said yesterday, the fact that Brazel's not even in this conversation, it does kind of bother me.
Yeah, I feel like it's just got to be preseason name recognition and based on what he did last year. Because even if Tennessee beat Georgia and Brazel had that big game, and I don't know that those odds would be any different.
I think you're right. Yeah. I think you're right.
I think that's so much just on Jeremiah Smith, who he was last year. And he's a great player. A lot of football. He's going to put up numbers, and who knows what Brazel's going to do. We'll see. But you can't tell me that that's not just name recognition.
And I guess, in fairness, I think it's one less game for Smith, too. I think they were on a bye. So, but still, that would mean he'd have to have 3 touchdowns and 150 yards in that 5th game to even up what Brazel's numbers have been so far.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, Brazel has turned it on big time.
Sure has. This
season. And, the other thing I wonder about in Jeremiah Smith and Brazel in the futures, Ohio State's opponents, like that's where they start. There's like, well, we can't let this dude go crazy on us. We're going to have safety help over the top every time. Everywhere he goes, he's probably seeing a different defense than Brazel has seen to this point. What does Brazel see going forward? What does Arkansas and Alabama have cooked up for him? Is he going to see a lot of double teams? If so, how does that affect his individual numbers? But I think more importantly, for those of us who aren't as concerned with these individual awards and just want to have as good a season, does that mean that Staley and Mike Matthews are about to go crazy with a lot of single coverage?
Yeah. And then going back to Hyatt, who we loved, by the way, and I haven't looked at games 6 through 11, but we know the Alabama performance was one for the ages, right? 5 touchdowns, all of that. But maybe that just kind of inflated everything to the point where he became a lock. He had a good season, of course, obviously won the Biletnikoff Award. It's going to be interesting to compare the numbers for both those guys as we get closer to the end of the season.
Yes, for sure. Ashley Schaefer, Vol fan, is next. ASVF, good afternoon, sir.
What's up, guys? I think one of the things for me, I mean, look, I'm like you, Russ. I don't care about the Heisman. Would it be cool if Tennessee won a Heisman? Absolutely. Do I really give it any thought on a day-to-day basis? No, I do not. But, listening to the conversation, look, I love me some Chris Brazzle. But for me about Joey, it's more about the story, man.
Yeah.
This guy he's a nobody when it comes to college football. All he does is show up, be humble, and put in his time. And look what he's doing on, one of the biggest stages. I mean, to come into the SEC your first year and torch some of these defenses the way Joey's been doing it, it's just everything that's right about college football. It's everything we love about college football. In a day and age of NIL where it's all about me, how much I can get, and all these players transferring, a bunch of times. Don't get me wrong, Joey's been transferring, but he's just done nothing but show up and work hard. He's a good kid. And it's just a beautiful story, and it's everything we love about college football. And to me, that's why Joey, if we're going to put forth, if the UT fan base got to put forth one player, for me, it's still Joey because of all of those reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair, man. His story, the kid just talk about earning it. He has absolutely done it.
It's a compelling story. We're obviously intimately familiar with it at this point. Do you think that where's the Joey Aguilar story on the national front? Is it something that I feel like it started to break through during that Georgia game? Obviously, a lot of people saw that. Does he need a signature win for people to realize that, or are folks in the Northeast and out on the West Coast just watching Tennessee football saying, there's their transfer quarterback? They don't really know that, he sat out 2019 and then 2020, and then he transferred junior colleges and all the stuff that he's working at Dollar General or whatever. Or they thought about giving up football. They don't really know all that yet, right?
I agree, Russ. They have no idea. They have no idea about any of that, and that's exactly why he's not getting any hype. I mean, this guy was playing community college football, guys. That's crazy.
Yeah. What I was going to say, Ashley Sheffer, was he's more known right now on the national front as being the guy in the Nico trade. Just that headline, not so much what he's done. And that's unfortunate. Now, the announcers, I will say that in that game, that Mississippi State game, there was a lot of things the announcers didn't do well, but they did talk about that for a minute. And they talked about the fact that he could have been playing for UCLA in front of, tops 30,000 people, but instead he's playing in these type of high leverage games. They did talk about it, but we don't hear much of that beyond our circle of influence,
It's just such a cool moment to watch. You saw it on that game tying drive in the fourth quarter against Mississippi State, but the players look to him as a leader, which to me is absurd considering he's been here such little time. But you can tell they respect him, they trust him, and they look to him as a leader, which is, it's a beautiful thing, guys. It really is. I've never played football at that level. I was a pretty good athlete back in my day. But, you have to earn respect over years and years for your fellow athletes. It does not come in 3 months like that. So, what does that say about his character behind the scenes? And, we've seen it. We've seen it on the field, and we've seen it off the field, and it's an awesome story, man. He's one of my favorite players that we've had years and years and years. So I'm going to miss him at the end of this year.
Yeah, I'll add to that. If you watched him, what I like to see with these kind of players is what they do in moments of adversity. So like the interceptions the other night. You watch him on the sidelines, there's no sulking. He's going around. He is a leader, to your point, Ashley. It's like he's walking around you can just tell the vibe is we're good. We're going to get it back. That's on me. Whether it was totally on him or not, that's beside the point. He's more focused on moving forward. And I feel like the whole body language is very different than anything we saw last year, not to, continue to pile on with Nico. But this kid, it reinforces exactly what you were saying is this guy, he's not just the quarterback, man. He is the leader of the locker room, everything else. It's everything we would have wanted.
Yeah, what do they talk about when they talk about, the it factor for quarterbacks? Never too high, never too low, steady, rallies the troops, and just sits in there and delivers throw after throw, man. He's just so underrated on every aspect. And, I think we're going to look back on this year and still not realize what he was until he's gone several years from now. But I heard one of the VR callers on Saturday mention he said, I'm not going to call it a magical season yet. I mean, we got a long way to go, and I'm sure it's going to be an absolute roller coaster. But, yeah, I mean, I'll live and die with Joey Aguilar. See you guys.
I just want to know how Ashley Schaefer Vol fan can be so negative, so hateful, so unhinged on the Voluntary Reaction post-game show, and yet turn around 2 days later and give us what we just heard. Can't get the wool out of his eyes for Joey Aguilar. I've never heard another man profess love for another man like that.
It might be
Geraldo called yesterday anyway.
Well, that was weird, but maybe it's just me. He's hanging out with me now. He's starting to,
pick up a little positivity via osmosis.
Well, yeah, except I wasn't very positive yesterday, but yeah, I will. The last thing I'll say before we hit a break is, to his point, we talk about a magical or enchanted season. You got to get to the playoffs first, but I do think, man, if we can get to the playoffs, he is the type of leader and guy that you don't know what happens. We've talked about this, getting hot at the right time, all that stuff. That'd be fun to watch. We got to get there though.
How exactly would you distinguish between a magical and an enchanted season?
Magical would be like, wow, can't believe this happened. Enchanted, the breaks go your way.
Enchanted? Is enchanted better than magical?
Yeah, I think you need them both.
You need an enchanted, magical season. Is that what Ohio State had last year?
Yeah,
LSU 2019, an enchanted, magical season.
Yeah, so those are two teams that had so much talent, they didn't need many breaks to go their way. They were just so loaded.
Coming up, we are loaded this afternoon. Ryan Shumpert, Rocky Top Insider, coming up in hour number 2, your top 4 at 4. A lot to get to. Stay with us. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive. Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation. Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
It's football time in Tennessee, so crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Built for bonfires, backyards, and beating Bama. Garage Beer is proud to be brewed right here in the Volunteer State. So pick up a 12-pack today and look for the Drive celebrating Football Fridays at select Garage Beer headquarters around town this fall. American-owned, Tennessee-brewed Garage Beer. 100% beer-flavored beer.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor. But we've helped so many guys in here just like you, even if pills have failed. Our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same-day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220. Or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Hi, I'm Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group. Are you looking to buy or sell a home? Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or just need a change, it's never been more important to have experienced, trustworthy representation in the real estate process. So if you have any real estate questions, I'd love the opportunity to earn your trust. Call me anytime for a free chat, 865-742-1035, or find me online at boknowshouses.com. The Kregner Group, real estate the right way.
It's time for the North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week. Brought to you by North Knox Siding and Windows. Call 865-689-0505 or visit them online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
This week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week is Powell High School quarterback Deuce Rogers. Rogers led the Panthers to a 42-35 win over Central last week, accounting for over 400 yards of total offense. with 4 rushing touchdowns and 2 passing touchdowns as Powell remained unbeaten on the season. Powell High School quarterback Deuce Rogers, this week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week.
North Knox Siding and Windows, locally owned and operated. They can handle all your siding, window, gutter, and roofing needs. Call 865-689-0505 for a free estimate or go online to northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Good afternoon. The Working a Reg North.
Traditional high school press conference setup. You want a nice background in the gymnasium. You want as many people on the stand, the dais, whatever you call it, as humanly possible.
Yeah, he's
like 50 people in there.
They're showing his family. I'm wondering, he's at IMG Academy, so I'm wondering if they're there with him, but they're not in the same room. They wherever they are, they're at a different location.
So he's from Houston, and he's going to IMG?
Yeah.
So maybe the family's back in Texas, and
yeah, it could be.
He's at school.
He's talking right now. We're not going to turn it up here, but should be hearing his
giving a good preamble. Does he have hats?
Dope. He's got a bunch of different Gatorade bottles, but I'm not sure that's going to reflect anything. They just, I think it might be
Gatorade bottles.
Yeah, they just might be product placement for Gatorade.
Like an orange one for Tennessee, a red one for Houston.
That's the point. The colors are all there's orange, there's blue, and there it is. He's a Vol.
Oh, he did he just unzipped the jacket,
unzipped his hoodie, and our sources were true.
All right, let's go to the Fan Run breaking news desk this afternoon. Breaking news, Tennessee gets a basketball commitment from 4-star wing Ralph Scott, choosing the Volunteers over Houston, Purdue, and Texas A&M. Ralph Scott, 6'7" with a, what did you say, like 7-foot wingspan?
7'1".
Number 35 overall player in the country, according to 247 Sports. Rick Barnes plucking another one out of the high school ranks this time.
I'm just looking at the chat. There was a lot of Purdue hope in this one, so I love seeing that. Purdue is destined to be top 5 for the next 2+ years.
Let me guess. We bought him. He's a loser. Can't beat the Boilermakers. Obviously, something shady happened.
Good Lord. You want to talk about something that's in the mud? Somebody wrote, Matt Painter misses every recruit. That's why his last 5-star is no longer living.
Whoa!
I know. It was like, come on. Talking about Caleb Swanigan. But there were a lot of Purdue guys that were hopeful, saying he's going to look great in black and gold, yada, yada. Love it. Love it. We got him. That's the first one for the class of 26. Good start. Number 35 player overall nationally.
Yeah. A nice position of need. Get those 6'7" guys, long arms. It's been a while since we've had one of those.
Yeah.
I guess Amit could kind of, Amit's a unicorn.
Yeah.
and I don't think he's going to be around long. So we'll go ahead and enjoy him while we can. Coming up, hour number 2 of the show, we will hit the top 4 at 4. Detroit hangs on to beat Cleveland, game 1 of that series. Skubal pitched into the 8th inning today for the Tigers. They won a low-scoring one. We'll check out what's going on elsewhere. Cubs playing right now in Wrigley. Bears, Yankees taking on the Red Sox. You going to watch?
I don't know. I mean, it'd be absolute torment watching Garrett Crochet do the thing.
You got Max Fried going for you today.
Yeah, we've not had very good luck against the Red Sox this year, and specifically Garrett Crochet, but nobody really hits Crochet. So
wild card's what? Best 2 or 3?
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough
but
one.
He kind of negates. We throwing him in the Bronx tonight, and it kind of negates New York's home field advantage because I mean he's a cyborg, dude.
Sad. The mighty Yankees just writing off a loss at home.
I'm not writing it off.
Red Sox before
I'm not
the
writing
game
it off
even
at
starts.
all.
You just said it negates the home field advantage.
It makes it harder, but I do know that I think Judge is. It helped. I feel pretty good having Aaron Judge at least.
But you also got Aaron Boone.
Ralph Scott.
Why do you got to get me started, right?
Ralph Scott can shoot the 3, boys.
Stay with us. Hour number 2 of The Drive coming up right here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive.
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia, courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys, every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco. Here at Knoxville Smiles, every smile is unique and every smile has a story. We would love to get to know you and help you smile brighter with confidence. If you've been looking for a dental home that treats you like more than just a set of teeth, we would love to welcome you to the family. Please give us a call at 865-539-1776 or visit us at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
You're listening to FM 105.7, and AM 1340 WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Is that old tree in your yard starting to lean a little too much? Branches hanging over your roof? Don't wait until it's too late. Call ECR Total Landscapes today. At ECR Total Landscapes, we specialize in safe, professional tree removal, trimming, and storm damage cleanup. So if you've got trees that need to go, now is the time to give us a call. Plus, we're offering free stump grinding now through the end of the year when you use or mention promo code FANRUN. That's right, free stump grinding for Fan Run Radio listeners. At ECR Total Landscapes, we live up to our name by offering total landscape services. In addition to tree cutting, we also offer a wide range of landscape installation services and custom monthly maintenance packages that create stunning outdoor spaces tailored to your vision. Give us a call today to schedule a free estimate at 865-384-2012 or just visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
It's time for the Drive's Top 4 at 4.
Top 4 at 4 brought to you this afternoon by our friends at the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. Number 1, Tennessee getting a big commitment today in basketball. Ralph Scott, the number 35 overall recruit in the class of 2026, committed to Tennessee, the 6'7" small forward out of Bradenton IMG Academy, picks the Volunteers over Houston, Purdue, and Texas A&M out of IMG by way of Bermuda.
Yeah, didn't know that till just a few minutes ago.
They still got that triangle thing down there where people get lost?
Maybe. Tell you what, though, he's a Bermuda Triangle. I was watching the highlights. Like I said, going into the break at the end of the hour, he can shoot a three, it looks like. Very excited.
First commitment of the class of 2026 for Rick Barnes, a sizey, long, athletic, versatile shot-making wing with upside, according to 247.
Let's go.
Number 2, Major League Baseball playoffs underway. The Tigers defeat the Guardians in Cleveland 2-1 in game 1 of that series. Skubal with a long one for the Tigers, pitching into 8th inning there. Kind of pulling for the Tigers to see if they can get up off the mat after just having a near historic collapse.
We got some local ties with that Cleveland team with Lane Thomas, although he has hardly played this year. He's been hurt.
The Bearden product.
Yep. He was a Tennessee signee, but decided to go pro.
Sounds like it worked out for him.
Yeah, it did. He told me, though, if Tony had been in charge, probably would have come on.
Yeah, I wonder the same thing with Strider.
Yeah.
I think he got here, just wasn't going to buy in.
Yeah.
Without any sort of proof of concept.
Yep.
Which has obviously changed now. They're in the top of the 4th at Wrigley. Padres leading the Cubs 1-0. Game 1 of that series. Later tonight, you've got Red Sox Yankees game 1 in the Bronx. There, 6 p.m. on ESPN. And then as soon as that one's over, you go out to L.A. Reds Dodgers. Hunter Green versus Blake Snell. Big pitching matchup in L.A. Number 3, Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill dislocated his left knee last night during the Dolphins' 27-21 win over the Giants overnight while undergoing further testing on the season-ending injury. Mike McDaniel confirming today that Hill tore multiple ligaments in his knee, including his ACL, and will be having surgery today. That was a gnarly one. That was gross.
That was a not so enchanted moment for my fantasy team. I've got Tyreek
and that's what's
Hill.
really important.
It is.
It's like as a young man lies there with his knee facing the wrong direction.
I was watching going, people need this, man. What are you doing? Get up. No, that was rough. That was
Rub
rough.
some dirt on it and get back out there.
And the way they talked at first, like it's dislocated, it's like, that's going to be either way. That was going to be a hell of a recovery, but this could be. I mean, at that position, his age, that could be. I wouldn't say career ending, but it definitely will be a step back. I think because they're saying he could miss some of the 26 season as well.
Well, and a guy whose whole thing is speed.
Yeah,
you wonder. I mean, it's one thing to tear an ACL; it's another thing to have your knee come out and like just point in the wrong direction.
Yeah,
although I also have to say, like, one of the more remarkable. I mean, we've seen grown men cry in that situation. We've seen anguished screams of agony echoing through a silent stadium. We've seen it all. He's down there laughing, smiling, dapping guys up. Did you see the people that were behind him in the ambulance?
No.
There's just like some rando couple is behind him in like the ambulance far away from the stadium, and they've like zoomed in the video. And Tyreek is in the back of the ambulance on his phone.
Yeah.
Cat's different, man.
He's very different. I kept reading his lips when he was getting carted off, and he was, like you said, smiling. He said, "How about that?" He was like pumping his fist up to the fans, and I guess he thought it was cool. He was getting, the ovation, but God, that had to hurt.
I guess your adrenaline is just going so hard that you don't feel it that much, but yeah, it's a long recovery. We've said a lot about Tyreek Hill through the years. Not a great human being off the field. Hope he makes a full recovery nevertheless.
Yeah.
Number 4, the Big 12 has fined Colorado $50,000 and publicly reprimanded the school after a derogatory chant from Buffalo's fans targeted the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints during Saturday's game against BYU.
Wow.
League Commissioner Brett Yormark said in a statement, hateful and discriminatory language has no home in the Big 12. While we appreciate Colorado apologizing for the chants that occurred in the stands during Saturday's game, the Big 12 maintains zero tolerance for such behavior. Free speech, man.
That's feels like an easy target too on BYU. Why'd you need to do that?
They were chanting "Bleep the Mormons."
Oh, well.
Deion Sanders apologized on behalf of the athletic department during his press conference today. That's not indicative of who we are, Sanders said. One student body, our kids are phenomenal, so don't indict us just based on a group of young kids that probably was intoxicated and high simultaneously.
Speaking of Colorado, there's all sorts of names bandied about in terms of who's going to get that job at Arkansas to replace Sam Pittman.
Oh, no.
Pete Nakos says,
what?
Another sitting Power 4 head coach to know is Colorado head coach Deion Sanders. He previously interviewed for the Arkansas job when they were in the process of hiring Pittman.
I think that would be a bad move for Arkansas. I don't think they should do it, but I'm here for it, man. Deion in the SEC, bring it on.
I'd love it. I'd love it.
Boy, you talk about an ugly breakup. When that goes south.
The other name keeps popping up for all these jobs is Dan Mullen. Is he going to just job hop? Is he going to be like at UNLV for one season and then be like, I got to go?
It doesn't feel like he's going to be at UNLV for the long haul.
No.
I mean, I don't think that's a place you go and plant your flag unless you just really like Vegas or you're not particularly ambitious in terms of winning championships, things like that. That is, you talk about a stepping stone job, UNLV.
Yeah. His name came up, and then the one we keep hearing already was Rhett Lashley. That seems to be like although goalish.
Honestly, out of all those names, if I'm Arkansas, I just ride with Petrino.
Yeah.
See if you can recapture the magic.
And he desperately wants that job,
And that's what you want is somebody who really, And, it's different for him because he has no other options. No other SEC school is going to hire him. He's got those connections there. He knows where the bodies are buried. He can – that's probably what I would do. He was just so bad at Louisville the second time around.
I was going to say, it's like I keep thinking, make no mistake, the guy knows how to coach him up. But you're right. He's had some fails more recently. I'm not excited about him rolling in here in a couple of weeks.
That is the top 4 at 4. It's brought to you by the Griffin Law Firm, lead sponsor of Voluntary Action and your trusted ally in military legal matters. They're also the leaders in federal employment law. We got a lot of listeners here who are not just in the military. Maybe you work for a federal agency, the DOE, the FBI, the FCC, the DOD. If you find yourself subject to adverse action and you feel you're being discriminated against at work, you're a federal employee, you need help, you might not even know that you do have legal recourse in some of these situations. Check out griffinlawdefense.com. Call my guy, Marshall Griffin. He's VFL through and through, and his team is ready to make your problem their problem. It's a free phone call, free consultation. So give them a ring at 888-707-4282. And again, that website is griffinlawdefense.com. Remember, you find yourself in one of these situations, remain silent, request counsel, call Griffin Law at 888-707-4282 and online at griffinlawdefense.com. Ryan Shumpert, RockyTopInsider.com, coming up here in just a few minutes. Let's get DR Vol in here next. DR, you're on the drive, Fan Run Radio.
Well, guys, I was in a good mood till Bob got to talking about enchanted moments. And I'm just
Come on.
Dude, we had our opportunity at it, and then Headcase missed his field goal.
I hate that this is catching on. It's so unfortunate.
Well,
Who named him Headcase?
Somebody on VR.
Did he miss a field goal last season?
Surely he did.
I'm sure he did, but not one as important as the Georgia one, or we would have remembered it.
Well, fair.
That's kind of, have you ever seen that video? It's on Twitter all the time, of that guy that's at the hibachi and he's supposed to be having fun. He's just staring a hole through the hibachi.
Yeah.
That was me during the Mississippi State game when Deshaun Bishop ran it in overtime for a touchdown. I didn't react. I didn't get excited, nothing. Partially because of the Georgia game, and the other part is we played so bad. I'm like, well, they're probably going to score a touchdown, go for 2, and get it. I didn't get excited whatsoever. I'm burnt. That Georgia game's ruined me, y'all.
Oh, DR. You got to get yourself up off the mat, man. It's a long
I tell you
season.
what, it is halfway over almost. If Headcase makes a game-winning field goal against Alabama, I'll call him by his birth name, and I won't add him to my list. And you know about my list I keep.
That's a place you don't want to end up on.
No, the Vols I hate. And it's once you get on it, it's hard to get off. Daniel Lincoln's still on there from the 09 Bama game.
Daniel Lincoln, wasn't he like a Navy SEAL or something too?
Yeah.
I mean, that's borderline un-American, DR.
Well, I am on talking to the guys that work with Bear.
It's not nice.
Max Gilbert was 20 of 26 last season on field goals. It's actually not awesome.
Do we have any other options? I mean, I don't think we're there yet in terms of looking at other options. By the way, nobody mentions that the one he missed Saturday, that was a horrible snap, right? That had to have thrown the timing off of that kick.
Yeah.
It's a bad hold. He bobbled it.
I think you gotta keep riding with him. And I think calling him Headcase is not helping anything, DR.
Well, I mean, it's such a great nickname. And again, I don't remember who said it, but it's like anything with the show. A lot of it just derives from voluntary reaction. Now, that's where we get a lot of good material. I was cracking up, though. Y'all had a caller on VR that I was talking about. He insinuated VR is not as fun as it used to be. But, I mean, I'm still enjoying it. I'd rather us be good and VR not be as drunken. I don't know the word for it, but it not be such a bunch of head cases on VR if we lose, I guess.
After we lose, after we win, just in general.
Yeah. I will bring us up, though, and I'll hop off here. Though you had that one caller, and several people brought him up. He was mad at all of us for being mad about the win. You can critique somebody and still enjoy the win. I don't get that whatsoever. That's such a sheep mentality. Just enjoy it no matter what. We're looking at bigger and better things.
No, I agree. I mean, I think that it's not an either-or proposition. There is such a thing as an ugly win. And we had one Saturday.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're a coach and a player, you can't take that mentality of, oh, we won, everything's fine. Like you gotta really zero in on the warts and try and fix them. Otherwise, you're not always going to get that lucky.
No, not against a better team. Again, you play like that against Bama, or God forbid at the Swamp. I mean, you may not have that outcome, but guys, that's about all I got. I'm enjoying the show.
Hey, DR.
Yeah.
I'm just looking. Maybe you got something here. Alabama game last season, Max Gilbert 1 of 3 on field goals. Remember he hit
we won. I don't remember it.
Yeah, and then he was 0 of 3 against Kentucky. The next game, we won that game, but so he's not immune to having like slumps.
Yips.
Oh God. See, that makes me even more nervous. In the moment, I probably remember that, but see, look at the Bama game last year. That game should have been as close as what it was. The head case showed up. Where's Derek Brodus when you need him?
Oh, man. He was on the couch at the frat house the last time we found him, right?
Yeah. I need to get his butt back out there.
Thank you, DR. Appreciate the phone call. Wasn't that the story? The quote from Dooley? Well, an inebriated Brodus is better than no one.
I don't remember, but
we had the kicker had hurt himself in pregame warmups.
I remember that.
Brodus was at the frat house doing what frat guys do on Saturday afternoons, and they're like
smashed.
They're like, "Hey, man, you want to kick?" And he's like, I guess he staggered into the locker room. They're trying to sober him up, giving him coffee, and
it's like a great movie plot, right?
Yeah.
Totally forgot Max Gilbert had that kind of a 2-game slump, 1 of 6 on field goal attempts last season. Ugh. Cannot have that this year.
Quick timeout. When we continue, Ryan Shumpert of RockyTopInsider.com joins the festivities. It's Fan Run Radio on a beautiful Tuesday. Stay with us. We're back with more right after this.
The Drive. 105.7 FM, 1340 AM. Online at fanrunradio.com and streaming on the free Fan Run Radio app. This is Fan Run Radio. Knoxville.
Knoxville, get ready. The big sports show is coming Saturday, November 8th at the World Exposition Hall. Meet your favorite sports stars, Hall of Famer Earl Campbell, baseball greats Wade Boggs, Dwight Gooden, and Jose Canseco, plus UT legends Shamika Holtzclaw, Carl Pickens, and many more. Autographs, photos, and memories you'll never forget, all in one huge day. Tickets on sale. Get yours now at bigsportshow.com. That's bigsportshow.com. The Big Sports Show, Saturday, November 8th, Knoxville. Don't miss it.
Citizens National Bank.
We believe a good game plan is essential for success. With a CNB Plus Perks checking account, you'll save money with cell phone protection, roadside assistance, identity theft protection, and more. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
Bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury. These are just some of the curveballs life can throw at you. Fortunately, East Tennessee has someone to help you work through these problems and recover. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. If you're in need of legal advice, call today to set up a free, no-obligation consultation. 865-801-9250. As always, the phone call is free, the advice is free, so what do you have to lose? Call 865-801-9250 or go online to jrglawtn.com. That's jrglawtn.com. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. Legal expertise you can rely on.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332941.
Good afternoon. It's been busy in North Knox.
I'm doing well. Just over here battling some construction noise at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, but watching a little fall baseball.
Oh, nice. Well, I definitely want to get your thoughts on that. But first, Tennessee gets a commitment today in basketball. Ralph Scott, an intriguing prospect here, top 50 according to 247 in the country, and just appears to be oozing with athletic potential, Shump.
For sure. 6'8", like you said, 7'3" wingspan, really good athlete, and a guy that's, I think, still pretty raw, still a much higher ceiling than just where he's at right now when you talk about a guy that moved to the United States his sophomore year of high school, and I think has developed a lot in that time frame, and has certainly blown up really this summer on the recruiting trail and blew up the recruiting rankings. So a good get, and a guy I think whose best basketball is ahead of him.
Hey, Ryan, I feel like I didn't hear about Ralph Scott till this past weekend. I mean, we've certainly heard about Miles Sadler and some of the others, even Bo Ogden, who we didn't end up getting. But was Scott always on the radar, or was he just one that kind of appeared recently? And he's also, correct me if I'm wrong, he's the first get in the class of 26, correct?
Yes, correct. First get in the class of 26. I mean, he hasn't been a name that's been around the longest. I think Tennessee really started recruiting him at the end of June, is really when they began that recruitment and then turned up the heat. I mean, he visited a couple weekends ago, I believe the weekend of the Georgia game, and was very high on Tennessee coming out after that. It felt like after that visit it was going to be a Tennessee-Houston battle. So not a super new name, not like a name that just popped up this weekend, but one that, hasn't, not like Tennessee's been recruiting him for a year or anything like that, like some other guys in this class like Latrell Almond or Darren Rippey or Miles Sadler.
Yeah. The one thing I will say, it's nice to beat Purdue out for something, right? I mean, because
this makes up for everything they've ever done to us.
No, just let me finish. I mean, I got to say, there was a lot of arrogance because of this kid's interest in engineering and everything on social media, on the live chat on YouTube when they were getting ready for the announcement. There were a lot of Purdue fans that were like, "We got this kid, man. This is a perfect fit," and not so fast.
That doesn't sound like Purdue fans being really arrogant and stuck up or anything.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's fair. That's fair.
So things going well for Rick Barnes off the court. What about on the court, Shump? I know some of y'all have had a chance to watch practice and everything. It's been going on for about a week now, and we are a month or so away from the season. How are things going with this iteration of the Basketball Vols?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be excited about. I think it's very much a new look team, not just in the players on the roster, but also just in, I think, going to be a little bit of the style of the play with a little bit more bigger lineups, more two big lineups than we've seen the last couple of years. And certainly Jacoby Gillespie and Nate Amin, I think, are super high ceiling guys. But I like what they have in the front court a lot too. And especially, JP Estrella, I think, has had a really good offseason, especially for a guy that's been trying to get back from injury. And whenever we've been over there watching them and just the buzz around the program, it seems like people are really happy with where he's at. And he's a bit, I think, of an X factor on a roster that's good, and certainly a front court that is deep and talented, but doesn't have anyone else with the skill set that he does.
Talking with Ryan Shumpert, RockyTopInsider.com. Ryan, the football game against Mississippi State has gotten a lot of interesting reactions from fans. I'm sure you see it online. On one hand, any win on the road in the SEC is cause for celebration. On the other hand, I think anybody watches that game and knows that Tennessee did not play anything close to their best game. What's your take on this? And what's the biggest problem here? First of all, I've got a follow-up there. Go ahead and give me your take on, just how critical it's okay to be of that effort.
Yeah, I think it's critical to point, or it's fair to be critical and to point at some certain areas where Tennessee has to be better. Like, I think, special teams is one that, to me, more than anything, I left that game being worried about. And some of that being the reoccurring theme. I mean, they've muffed 3 punts now in 5 games this season. That's the stuff that's going to get you beat. Now, I think otherwise, I don't think a ton of what happened was shocking to me. Tennessee not running the ball better was pretty surprising to me. And I think that's something that now through 2 SEC games, Tennessee's not run the ball super well. I think we all left Georgia saying, well, that's Georgia. It's hard to run the ball against them. But some of the struggles against Mississippi State stands out. But, so I think that's fair. But I would also go back to, and look, Bob and CeeLo talked about it on their podcast Sunday night. Like, it just feels like a week-to-week league at this point. And the margins are smaller than ever. And just about anybody, if you're going on the road against a competent team, it's not going to be easy to win. So for Tennessee to go out and not play a great game and still find a way to win, to me, I think that's more important. That's more significant than the issues that they had and some of the struggles in the game.
Ryan, we talked about this earlier in the show, and that is kind of, we're closing in on the midpoint of the regular season. And again, at the SEC, a lot of teams have only played 1 game. As a matter of fact, Texas hasn't played any conference games. But if somebody put you on the spot right now and said, who do you think is the best team in the SEC at this point so far this season, who would you put that towards? Is it Ole Miss? Is it Alabama? Is it someone else?
Yeah, it's a great question. I was thinking about this earlier today, just kind of looking at the AP poll. I would probably still say Georgia. Maybe that's just a respect to Kirby Smart and his program, and maybe a nod to the Alabama boogeyman for Georgia that just never feels like they can get over that hump. But certainly they have some flaws, not just in their passing offense, but with their pass rush. And I could hear out Ole Miss. I'm kind of still skeptical of Alabama as the best team, but heck, you could probably make an argument for Texas A&M. There's no one clear right now. It really, to me, feels like 1 through 8. There's just not a very big gap, which is certainly going to make for an entertaining regular season. But from my perspective, some skepticism that anyone in the conference is going to do what it's going to take to kind of shush the outside naysayers that say the Big Ten's past them.
Ryan, what was the biggest cause for concern? And again, we have to be careful because I can hear fans right now. Oh, we won the game. We won the game. Great win on the road for Josh Heupel and the Vols. But if you had to choose one of these three issues as the issue that could have lost you the game, is it 1, dropped/tipped passes on offense? Is it 2, poor clock management from your head coach? Or is it 3, dozens of missed tackles from your defense?
So is what would have been a more responsible reason for Tennessee losing the game, or what's the biggest?
What's the biggest cause for concern coming out?
I would say missed tackles probably, which just ties into the run defense. Look, the clock management, I just think it's kind of going to be an issue. Heupel, I don't think is great at that. I think that's been consistent. This was probably the worst example, the biggest issue that's come up, but that's kind of been a reoccurring theme for him. That's just not exactly been great. But for specifically that game and maybe what specifically this team, I don't think they're very deep at linebacker. I don't think their safeties are great. Their safety play is great, or their tackling is great there. So that's probably the thing that I would say. You saw that against Mississippi State, and I think that could continue to be an issue for this team.
Yeah, I just keep thinking about that too. I mean, talk about Arian Carter's performance, because one of the things that, I was blown away by what he did individually in that game against Mississippi State. At the same time, I think he was cleaning up a lot of stuff too. But nonetheless, talk about, is that like one of the best individual defensive performances you've seen covering the Vols by Arian Carter?
Yeah, I think it's up there for sure. I mean, I go back to, especially from a non-pass rusher, like some of the games that I think about of just incredible defensive performances. James Pierce against both A&M and South Carolina in 23, he took over those games. Before my time covering the team, Darrell Taylor against Kentucky in 2019, I guess that was, took over a game. Derek Barnett against Florida in 2016 took over a game. But from a pure linebacker, and to cap it off by making a game-winning play by breaking up that pass was pretty remarkable. So he's one I would certainly would point to, and the performance it kind of reminded me of a little bit, to your point, Bob, of like having to clean up a lot of stuff, was what in that Georgia Tech game in 2017. Didn't Daniel Batuli have like 21 or 22 tackles when Tennessee just got dominated on the ground? It had a little bit of a similar feel where he was having to clean up a lot of stuff, but he was patching a lot of holes for Tennessee's defense.
I tend to just focus on the turnover trash can in that game. That was such a highlight for me. No, that's right.
People talk about the beer barrel. Where is it? Where's the turnover trash can right now?
God.
It was funny. We were doing, Rick and myself, a stand-up down on the field at Mercedes-Benz after the Syracuse game, and there was like a full trash can right beside us, and that's just all I could think about was when you just slapped like Team 117 or whatever Bush Jones always used to call them by what rendition they were of Tennessee. That's all I could think about.
Forgot about that. What are we up to? About Team 130 right now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Team 128, maybe something like that.
You need to look that up and start referring to it as. You need to bring that. You should ring that by Heupel at the next press conference, Ryan. Be like, how's Team 128 coming along in your eyes, Josh?
I would love to see the confusion on Josh Heupel's face as I ask that question.
Oh, man. Ryan Schuppert, RockyTopInsider.com. He's at Lindsey Nelson Stadium where the baseball team is practicing right now. Shump, a lot of concern and consternation amongst Vol Nation online after a report came out yesterday linking Tony Vitello to the now vacant San Francisco Giants managerial job. Can you confirm or deny Tony's presence in Lindsey Nelson Stadium right now?
I can confirm Tony Vitello is at Lindsey Nelson Stadium today as Tennessee baseball scrimmages. Yep.
That's good, because I had somebody DM me just now saying that he's hearing that Tony's in talks with the Giants.
I see him right now talking to Ross Kivett with a clipboard in hand. So I don't know about any of that other stuff, but I can say for sure that he's at Lindsey Nelson Stadium right now,
coaching his team. All right. Well, I mean, what do you, anything to that? I mean, there's obviously the Drew Gilbert connection. It's Major League Baseball. Any worry that Tony would take a look at an MLB job if it were offered to him?
Yeah, I mean, this is just pure speculation on my part, but I would think he would be interested if they came calling. There's 30 of those jobs, and they're the best baseball jobs in the world. It would be pretty unprecedented for the Giants to hire a college baseball coach. So, if I'm a Tennessee fan, I'm not worried about things right now, but obviously we'll see how things go in the days and weeks to come.
You identified on RockyTopInsider.com some storylines to track during fall practice. Which one would you say is the most prominent one, the one that has your interest the most?
For Tennessee baseball?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's, to me, probably second base is the infield as a whole. Who's going to be in that last starting spot? I think is really curious to me. I feel like Levi Clark's going to be at first. I feel like Manny Marin and Chris Newstrom are going to be somewhere in there, and then there's that fourth spot in the infield that I'm not sure. But today, being my first time over here, I'll say this much: Ethan Moore, a true freshman, who was a big draft concern that they got on campus. He does not look like a true freshman. He is a tank and a really good athlete. So he's an early guy that's impressive. And the pitching is always interesting at this time of year, seeing who's the furthest along. And it seems like they're, from a pitching standpoint, Anson Siebert is out for the fall. But generally speaking right now, it feels like they're pretty healthy, which a lot of times they, if anyone's even banged up a little bit, they take it slow with them in the fall. So that much has been, interesting. I think will give us a good look at some of these starting battles.
Back to the infield for a second. So is that to say, based on what you're seeing and what you're talking about here with us, the one that's always been on my mind is Jay Abernathy. Does it feel like it's slotted for him to be out in center field, perhaps?
Yeah, to me, that just makes the most sense for him. Reese Chapman's worked there. They have some other guys. Jackson Walker will play there some. Taylor Tracy is a true freshman, will play there some. But to me, Abernathy is the guy I would pencil in as the favorite in center.
Outstanding. Ryan, last baseball question for me. You mentioned the construction going on there at Lindsey Nelson. How's that looking? I saw some pictures online a week or so ago. You really see that the frame of the stadium is more or less done at this point. It's just filling everything in. Yeah,
that's exactly right. It looks, they've made a ton of progress since the season ended in June. Today I really got my first look because I walked kind of past home plate from, the outside of the stadium, and the facelift there. It looks so much better, and it's coming along. So they're making a lot of progress, and, it looks awesome. As I just sit around right now looking at it, it's going to be a beautiful ballpark and up to standards of the rest of the conference.
Okay, back to football for 1 second. I haven't talked to Sylvia, but has he calmed down since his tirade over the weekend about the irresponsible cowbellers down in Starkville?
Look,
he was getting spun up, man. It was worrying me.
Well, look, what Ryan Sylvia does at an extremely high level, and one of amidst many things, is he can do a bit. He can commit to a bit and really wear it out. And he was doing a phenomenal job about ringing responsibly. It was, I'm trying to I'm blanking on the phrase. It's like someone put the bell down and just yell. So he has calmed down a little bit. He was defending. We recorded a podcast this morning. He was a little bit softer on some of his Starkville takes. I think he called it Kentucky with cowbells in describing the atmosphere, which is about as mean as a thing as you can say about a football environment. So I think he's calmed down a little bit, but I have tremendous respect for his commitment to the bit.
I saw in the text thread, he finally at one point said, I've heard enough of the, irresponsible bell ringing, and I'm going to do something about it. like, what does that mean? Like violence or what? You're going to just start taking fans on? I don't know. So
he kept on saying that he was using this phrase, which I thought was funny, the word tattling. He said, I'm going to tattle to the league office on Mississippi State for irresponsible ringing.
Oh, God.
Was that as annoying in person as it sounded like on television?
Yeah, it was very annoying, which I do love a good open-air press box, which Mississippi State did have, but it was loud, and I will give Mississippi State credit. I've never seen anyone do more to drown out away crowd noise. Like anytime Tennessee fans were cheering, they'd ring the cowbells, and then which that just respect. Those are people stepping up to try to drown out Rocky Top and stuff. After the game, when Tennessee was doing the alma mater and playing Rocky Top, and all the fans in the stands cheering, they'd turned the PA music up to just deafening levels. I never heard anything like it. It was, and obviously a story like that, there's a lot you're trying to get done in the game story when it ends, because there was so much back and forth, and I was getting a headache just trying to get that done with how loud the country music was blaring.
So Tennessee wins, and rather than just letting Vol fans celebrate in their stadium, they just start blaring music.
Oh, incredibly loudly! Like I could tell.
That's pretty wild.
We were on the other side of the stadium, and I could tell Rocky Top was being played, but there's I don't know what, there's 20,000 Tennessee fans, maybe 15,000 Tennessee fans in the stadium. I couldn't really actually hear it. It was much more drowned out by the crowd noise.
Is that the kind of petty we strive for? I mean, should we adopt that rather than, there's no worse feeling than losing a close game like that at home, and then the opposing fans just celebrating in your stadium. Should Tennessee just start blaring Metallica or Kenny Chesney or whatever, or do you just say we got beat and to the victor go the spoils? Have at it.
Or how about this? If it's a night game, just turn out the lights. Kind of like, okay, get out of here.
Party's over.
Yeah, it's over.
During the game, I like trying to drown it out. I think after the game, you got to the victors go to spoilers. Go to the victors go to spoil. I think you got to let them celebrate after the game.
I agree. Let's not turn this
during
into
the game. I'm all
Cup.
for it.
Yeah. All right, Ryan, we appreciate it. Ryan Shumpert, RockyTopInsider.com. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. I'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, we gotta get Sylvia on. He's a hoot, man. He was very, very intentional about the bell ringing.
Really?
Not happy about it. Started to worry me a little bit. Like you're in hostile territory.
I go back.
Man.
It is a unique tradition. It's kind of cool, but it is also explicitly against the rules.
Yeah,
to have 50,000 people with those things in there, 40,000 of them, whatever. Everybody clanging them in unison.
At first, I was like, this would be kind of a cool environment to be in, but then the way the game was going, I was like, I don't think I would have wanted to be there. That would have been miserable if you had lost.
Yeah.
It's an unfair advantage.
Yeah.
If you're watching the broadcast, like the sound level difference between when it's just the crowd yelling and when they're ringing the cowbells it's significant. And I don't understand why they went away from that and why they would be the only school that could do it. I mean, you hand out, 98,000 cowbells to Tennessee fans or those maniacs down at LSU, any other big school in the conference, it's going to be massively louder than whatever it is they do down there.
How hard is it to make a cowbell?
How much do you do? I don't know. I mean, you probably get them from China.
I'm just that would that have been a good promotion for a local business to do? Make 20,000 orange and white cowbells and go hang them out there. Like, we got our own cowbells. We're going to ring them when you guys
I saw on social media somewhere that there's a grassroots effort to try and do that. But I also did notice, man, you could hear a pin drop when they were on offense. So I think there were more than 15,000 people. There's a big uproar down there in Starkville.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys have seen that.
No, what's up?
Supposedly, according to the internet rumors, most of the faculty, like a lot of faculty sold their they just sold tickets, and a lot of Tennessee fans bought them up.
Yeah, one of the sections where a lot of Tennessee fans were was apparently the faculty section.
Wow.
But I mean,
it was all orange.
I mean, we had almost half a stadium in there.
Yeah, we Tennessee fans were getting tickets from other sources, just other than just the faculty.
So
don't mess with
congratulations on your sellout. Glad we could help.
I'll tell you what's going to be interesting, because we're not going to have access to those numbers of tickets for the Alabama game,
right?
But we might for Florida. Well, I mean, how many fans? I know it's a long trip, but if they are out on Billy and those tickets are available,
it's a pretty hostile place to go.
Go Gator.
But the more Tennessee fans you get in there, the less hostile it becomes.
I don't know. It all depends on what shakes out with, I guess, both teams. It's so weird to play them at the end of the year. It just really is.
Checking out stadium renderings of the new Bears stadium suburb that they're the one in the suburbs they're thinking about building. They all look the same now. They all want to be SoFi, Allegiant, you know, what we're going to have in Nashville, and the translucent roof and everything. I guess they're cool.
That I'll tell you, the one I love is where the Vikings play. That whole
it's beautiful.
That whole glass roof thing. I mean, it's because it lets all that daylight in. It's amazing.
Is it glass?
Well, I don't. That's a good question.
Surely not, because like something falling in would shatter and
it'd have
hurt
to be
somebody.
some sort of plexi thing. But it's a clear.
It looks like glass.
It's a clear surface. Yeah.
Quick timeout. The drive continues. Back to wrap up hour number 2 right after this.
The Drive. Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Hi, I'm Jessica Lodgen, one of the hygienists here at Knoxville Smiles. If your children are having sleep or behavioral issues, we have things we can do in modern dentistry that can help not just with their dental health, but also their overall health. Early intervention is the key for younger patients and can avoid costly procedures later in life. If you'd like to learn more, give us a call here at the office and schedule an appointment. 865-539-1776. Or just book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
With over 60 years of experience in the industry, Merritt Garage Doors has a wealth of expertise in commercial overhead doors in the East Tennessee area. Merritt offers a wide range of door styles like sectionals, rolling steel, high-speed, and sheet doors. They also supply and install a wide range of dock equipment. If your business is in need of overhead doors, no matter the type, look no further than Merritt Garage Door, Knoxville's best and most trusted overhead door company. Contact them anytime for a free estimate at 865-933-5319 or online at merrittgaragedoor.com.
Tired of waiting for the weekend or good weather to play around? From casual to committed, Back 9 Golf has got you covered. Open to the public and offering flexible membership opportunities, they offer 24/7 access to 5 different simulators, providing cutting-edge technology, instant swing feedback, fun mini games, and a wide variety of courses to choose from. Perfect for that solo round you want after work, or swing by with food and drinks for an afternoon with friends and family. No stressful tee times, no rain delays. It's Back 9 Golf your way. Book your tee time now at theback9golf.com.
Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football. Hear, hear!
To Gaelic football, born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball to score points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players and helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Hear, hear! Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Good afternoon.
of The Drive here on Fan Run Radio. Russell, Bob, and Bear at your service. 865-966-3435. Your number to call or text the show. Richard says, do we have an update on Bennett Warren?
Hope he's okay.
I mean,
he has the worst luck, man.
I think all our hearts skipped a beat when we saw him writhing in pain on the field. What is that, 3 or 4 games in a row now? Injured on an extra point?
I mean, yeah, it's amazing. It's uncanny. The bad fortune that kid has. I just hope he's going to make it through the season.
He's a warrior, though.
He sure is.
Keeps going out there.
Yeah.
I heard our guy, Basilio, Matt Dixon on Basilio's show was saying that he thinks the time of the lay-down lineman has passed. And that Heupel, I don't know, I don't want to speak for Matt, but like that Heupel is getting a not so great whistle because I guess officials see that going on. Like that's, I would love to get some truth serum in Heupel and ask him just like in detail, walk us through this. Is everybody in on it? Like the trainers have to know, right?
Yeah.
When they walk out there. Because somebody said that Warren, after he went inside the tent and like stayed inside the injury tent for 5 minutes when he came off the field. Do the trainers and doctors know that this is part of the, like, I would love to be walked through it from inception to this is what you do. The trainers are going to ask you and like, you have to point to your knee. Like how many people are in on the bit?
Just picturing them all sitting in a little huddle in the locker room, and Heupel's talking through it, and he does his famous "You got me" at the end. So then they're all like, everybody knows their assignment.
Yeah,
it is something, man.
I mean, the officials? It's funny to me how the TV announcers are always very sympathetic because they don't see Tennessee every week.
That's right,
and so they don't know that this is just something we do. So they're always like, oh, man, I hope he's okay. Do you think the officials know what's going on?
You would think that they've got to know. I mean, I'm just surprised the officials don't go up and say, oh, boy, this must be serious. Show me what you got. You know, I just wonder at some point, does that happen where the officials kind of are like.
I thought for the first time Saturday that because while he was doing that, the ref went over to talk to Heupel, and Heupel was like, given the, oh, come on, man. Like, and they could have been talking about something completely different. Like, I don't know. But I do wonder if eventually somebody walks up to him and is like, dude, you've been a coach in this league 5 years now. You ain't fooling anyone.
Right.
Like this reflects poorly on you. And maybe Matt's right. Then, you know, do you get the pass interference call on Brazel? Does that go your way if you're a little bit more honest with the officials? I don't know.
Just throwing it out. David Smith special.
What wouldn't it be cool if that inside that injury tent, like he walks in, because we don't see inside the injury tent, there's like judges in there who are like, great, good job. We'll give you a 10 on that one. They're like rating him.
Well, then you get into a boy who cried wolf scenario. Like, what if we ever actually do have somebody get hurt on the extra point attempt?
Yeah.
He's like, no, coach, like this isn't part of the thing on my knee. I can't feel my feet.
I think it'd be all right because they treat him as such, like it's real. So
then you could get into some sort of like Gene Wilder and Young Frankenstein things. Like, no, I got you, kid. You're doing it. No, coach, really, this is bad. Yeah, it's bad. I got you. No, coach, I'm serious. I'm really hurt here. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, wink, wink. On that kind of corollary to that, because I don't know if you saw this over the weekend, there's now in the NFL, there's further complaints about the tush push because now the Eagles they've schemed it. Did you see Saquon Barkley's touchdown?
Yeah.
Where he just, everybody's so primed for that. Now they're doing a little toss to him and nobody was in the vicinity of him. And it's like, I do wonder if that's another one where at some point they're going to just say, man, enough's enough. We're done. This is creating offshoots of unfair advantages now.
I don't see how it's unfair. Any team can do it.
As long as they officiate it correctly.
Yeah.
The Eagles have been jumping off sides doing it forever.
I don't know. I hate it, to be perfectly honest. Just
big rugby scrum.
Don't like it.
I kind of like it.
Somebody on the text box says, it's Brad LaFollette. At what point will the NCAA eliminate this barbaric play out of football, the extra point try?
Like if you were studying this, you would say, what is going on at Tennessee? They have an abnormal amount of injuries on their extra point attempts.
Yeah.
You know, like there's some researcher out there doing a paper on this stuff. What's the most dangerous play in football? Let's go through all the extra points, and we're skewing the data.
Somebody from the 901 also in the text box says Heupel should evolve and have a player take a dive on the kickoff.
We talked about that, but I mean, if it goes through the end zone, it's going to be really obvious.
Yeah.
And so you want to just go ahead and do it where you can really sell it, where it's on a play that you know is going to be contested at the line of scrimmage every time. But I say it's going to be really obvious. It is really obvious what's happening. It has been for a very long time.
At least there's a consideration of you already are taking a break for the TV timeout, right? After an extra point.
Well, that's the thing is I don't know how much time it actually adds.
Yeah.
Because usually after a touchdown, they go to a 3 or 4 minute break anyway, and that's about how long the guy's laying there.
Yeah.
Quick timeout. You're listening to The Drive. Setting up a big third and final hour. We'll see if we can nail the dismount when we continue next right here on Fan Run Radio.
Drive. Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Now through the end of the year, we're offering half-price whitening with a cleaning. That's right, half-price whitening with a routine teeth cleaning at Knoxville Smiles. Call today to set up your appointment. 865-539-1776. That's 865-539-1776. Or book online at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Dick's House of Sport at West Town Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, hit tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Citizens National Bank. You want a bank that lets you bank when and where you want to. Your local branch, the grocery store, your computer, your phone, it's it's up to you. You want people who care about taking care of you and your money too. Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronaknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronaknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
It's time for The Drive's Top 5 at 5.
Quitting time on your Tuesday, 5 o'clock here on Fan Run Radio. I'm Russell Smith. Thanks for tuning in to the show. Bob Baskerville, Bear in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios as we get to the Top 5 at 5 today. For those of you just joining us, number one, we start with Tennessee basketball recruiting information. Volunteers picking up a commitment today from the number 35 overall recruit in the 2026 class, Ralph Scott, committing to the Big Orange today out of IMG Academy in Florida by way of Bermuda. Picks the Vols over Houston, Purdue, and Texas A&M.
Big get.
Remember when Barnes first got here and people, all the narrative about, well, he hasn't signed any top 100 recruits. Can't sign a top 100 recruit. And I think Josiah Jordan-James was the first.
Yeah.
I know he was the first 5-star Barnes got, but now that's we get the number 35 overall player in the class, and it's not ho-hum.
No, but
when you signed the number 3 guy last year is a little bit.
But like I said earlier, I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's it? That's all we got so far for the class of 26? That was my reaction. And that's more a compliment, a backhanded compliment than anything. It's like, he's in the mix, man. You look at those schools that were beaten out, that says a lot.
The expectations that Rick Barnes has brought to Tennessee basketball, it's different now. Number 2, Major League Baseball playoffs begin today. The Cubs now back out on top of the Padres, 2-1 at Wrigley as they play in the bottom of the 7th inning in Chicago. Getting set to head out to New York at 6 here in an hour. Yankees, Red Sox, classic American League matchup. Max Fried versus Garrett Crochet. Big one tonight in the Bronx. 9 o'clock, you've got the Reds and Dodgers. I think that's why Walker's out again today. Just pre-gaming.
Maybe. Nothing like, I gotta tell you, fall baseball in Chicago.
I know. I was just watching that. That's a scene out there, man.
It's pretty awesome.
Earlier today, the Tigers beat the Guardians, game 1 of that series in Cleveland, 2-1. Number 3, the Angels parting ways with manager Ron Washington, the beloved Braves figures past couple of years, an integral part of our 2021 World Series team. Also managed the Rangers to the World Series, 10, 15 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
He's 73.
He missed most of this season.
Yeah, he had a heart procedure or something like that. So I don't know if that's a firing or just like, hey, man, you got to go take care of yourself, buddy. You're 73 years old. Number 4, Penn State coach James Franklin understands the continued focus on his big game struggles, especially in the wake of Saturday's overtime home loss to Oregon. But Franklin can control how he views those games and how he chooses to respond to the scrutiny, saying today at a press conference, quote, "I try to answer the tough questions that you guys have. It's not always easy to do. I wouldn't say I enjoy this whatsoever, but I also understand you guys have a job to do, and these tough questions are going to come. I will also say that I'm not going to allow one loss to define our season. I'm not going to allow a few losses to define my career and what we have done here at Penn State, because although I don't think a lot of people spend a ton of time on what we have done over our 12 years here."
Excuses. You know, the other thing, we focus so much on James Franklin. Drew Aller is now 0-6 against top 6 ranked opponents.
Saw some screenshots of some texts he was sending to a young lady leaked online.
Oh, really?
If they are true, and I will irresponsibly assume that they are, not a good look for Mr. Aller. He's
problematic.
He's got a potty mouth on him, talking to somebody's daughter like that. Drew, you should be ashamed of yourself, asking her to send him pictures of certain orifices.
Oh, I thought maybe just like
orifice is such a nasty
vacation
word.
Pictures or something.
You say orifice, it's just nasty.
He said, "Bend over and show me your," and like,
really?
Yeah,
that one.
That's what he said. That's what he wanted to see.
Freaks come out at night. Wow. If he sent them, if they're real.
If they're real.
Who the hell knows anymore?
Maybe her response should be, maybe, but go win a big game first.
Beat a top 10 team.
Yeah.
And you can see my orifice.
Okay.
I agree with you, Bear. That's kind of a gross term.
There's certain words that no matter how you use them.
I was thinking in my head, can I say the other word? And I probably can, but I'm not going to, because maybe you got your kids in the car. At this point, you're probably wondering why you're still sticking with this segment, but orifice seemed like the medically correct term.
Sorry that I brought Drew Aller up.
I mean, he's just the latest in a long line of rag-arm Penn State quarterbacks, and James Franklin's a fraud.
Just drug us into a rabbit orifice.
You put any
good,
really good, Bob. You got me off track. You put any of the, I'd say, top 8 coaches in the SEC at Penn State, they're going to the playoffs every year, just like he will. He'll lose to Oregon, he'll lose to Ohio State, and then he'll win 10 games against that garbage conference, and Penn State's still a brand.
Well, it would be frustrating. The most frustrating thing about it would be just the predictability of it all. Like, at least our guy might be peaking out at 10-2, but you never know, man. There's going to be a loss to South Carolina, a loss to Arkansas, but you're also going to beat some of those teams. You're going to beat Alabama. You're going to win against Florida every now and then. You're going to beat some teams that actually matter.
He's just the perpetual get right up to the end, and then he'll get choked out in the playoffs when he has to play another good team again.
So Penn State, by the way, the Beaver Stadium, second largest capacity. So is Big House still number 1, to your knowledge, Michigan?
Yes. What stadium? What's their stadium called?
Beaver.
Oh, thought you said Orifice Stadium. Number 5, authorities in a northern Minnesota county are warning residents to be on the lookout for an unusual escaped pet. You got a bobcat on the loose up there.
I've noticed there's been a trend on social media that people are
keeping pet bobcats.
Not just bobcats, but like a puma. Some lady apparently found a black bear when it was just like an almost
crazy, man.
Yeah, and then there was a jaguar that's been raised with a Rottweiler, but I mean, I could not imagine
I did
full-grown
see the Jaguar. I saw the Jaguar.
You saw how it met things like what?
That
Like
thing
100 pounds of muscle.
Well, and the guy had videos of it from birth to like now, and like that thing looked terrifying when it was just born.
Yeah.
And he stuck with it, and now it's like I'm like that thing is
just
just
laying on
one moment of lizard brain triggering from ripping your jugular out of your neck, dude.
It was laying on its back, and I saw one of the videos, and it's just its paw. It's looking at its paw, and then click, and those nails come out. It's like, good, yeah. There'd be nothing you could do.
There's bobcat frequent when we go to Florida, man. There's reports of bobcats out.
They aren't that big. I mean, that's,
but if you have a pet or something, that's what I'd be more worried about is them taking your.
I mean, you see these damn fools that have like wolf or wolf hybrids, or and wolves are not a domesticated. It's a wild animal.
Very true.
So anyway, this guy says his pet bobcat got out, and now the authorities are rushing to the public Facebook pages and everything. They say if you see the animal, do not approach it. Call the Minnesota DNR or the Roseau County Sheriff's Office. It was unclear whether the owner of the escaped bobcat held the proper permits for the animal. You got a permit for that bobcat?
Wasn't there some story a couple of years ago? It was somebody in New York that had like in the city who had like an apartment. And
had a tiger.
Had a tiger in his apartment.
And then Law and Order did a takeoff, their whole headline to TV thing. And I think it was actually Big Boy from Outkast did a guest star. He had the tiger.
Wasn't there a guy too that had the
alligator?
The emotional support alligator.
Yeah, we've talked about that on the show before.
You wanted to bring it on a plane, which don't you have to have water for reptiles? Don't they have to
It could probably last on a plane. I don't imagine. I wouldn't want to find out if it reacted badly to.
They need a seat for that? Does it sit upright or?
I've never told you all, and I don't think I can tell it on air and do it justice. I've still not told you guys the weirdest moment. I got stuck on the tarmac at LAX for an hour before we were allowed to deboard. It's a story involving a 600-pound woman. I'd bring Grandma Smith's Bible in here, and I'll swear on it. About a 600-pound woman and 2 cats in a mid-air emergency.
Mid-air emergency?
They called out.
Like medical?
Yeah. We're about an hour and a half outside of L.A.
For the cats or the woman?
No. I didn't know about the damn cats until, like, we're on the tarmac, and all of a sudden you start hearing
What was wrong with the woman?
I don't know. She had some kind of medical event.
She's 600 pounds.
Yeah, but she wasn't paralyzed. She had bought like 2 seats in first class.
Wow.
Because remember, I sent you guys a picture of who I sat next to on the way from Knoxville to Minneapolis.
I don't remember that.
I do.
Bob does. Okay, so then
It's a big person.
Yeah, I go and get some breakfast. I'm sitting there. I'm listening to everybody sitting there in the airport with my headphones on. I look up and there's this humongous person in what appears to be a wheelchair, except they're moving. Like they aren't paralyzed. They just, I guess, can't walk because they're so heavy. So we were like an hour late leaving Minneapolis to LA. Because that's how long it took to get this person situated on the plane.
They were late just for the one guy.
One person, yes. Yeah. To get them loaded, to get them on the plane.
They had to like help him into the seat and then.
Yeah.
How do so he had to wheelchair down the aisle?
Here's the thing. They bought they were sitting in 2 first-class seats. Like right as soon as you got on the airplane. But to me, that's kind of a safety thing because
that tipped the balance of the plane forward.
Well, no, they have to account. I was talking, my brother works for Delta, and they have to, that's factored into where, everybody else sat.
Got to move some cargo around to balance it out.
I'm not kidding. My seat, me and several guys' seats changed from the right side of the plane to the left.
Wow. This is a quick story from when Sue and I went on our honeymoon. We went to Nantucket, and we were flying out of Hyannisport, and it's like a 20-minute flight across the ocean. And there was also a hurricane coming in. Long story. I'm not going to go into that. But we got on this little commuter plane, and we sit down, and the pilot comes up and says, we got a load balance here because we might get some choppy wind and stuff. And they bring me a tire and they said, "Here, hold this."
Well, that sounds like something off a TV show.
Yeah, like, no thanks. I'll just swim across the ocean.
I was just like, really? It was like it was a decent sized tire that they had on the plane. They go, yeah, it's quick flight, but it'll help us just kind of keep the weight balanced.
No way I get one of those puddle jumpers.
Yeah, it was wild.
You were flying from where?
Hyannisport to Nantucket.
Just across. It was just like, again, you could do the ferry, which would be over an hour.
Go in the water there. That's great white infested waters. Go ahead.
Yeah, I knew a man from Nantucket.
Well, there you go. And one more thing about animals.
I'm sorry. I'm letting the juvenile side of my personality come out this segment.
I can see. I had an early breakfast meeting yesterday, and then I was like, afterwards, I'm not going to go back home. I'm just going to go to a local coffee place and do a little work on my laptop. And I'm sitting there and I look over and there's a couple and they're eating their food in a booth. That's fine. Hope, they were much older than me. And I'm like, hey, maybe me and my wife, that'll be us one day. That's beautiful. But then I looked more closely and the guy was sitting there and he had a dog sitting in his, laid across his lap under the table.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard a word from the dog. Dog was super well behaved, but it's like, have we jumped the shark right now on what we can do with pets in?
Oh, you have no idea, man.
There's lots of things. I mean, way too permissive culture right now in America. Just that people want to do whatever they want to do. And no, there are limits.
Yeah.
There are limits to what you should be able to do, especially in public. And it's high time somebody stood up and said no. I think some of that is happening right now, and it pisses some people off, but it's probably needed, man. It's
the emotional support animals is
what
gets me. I mean, seeing eye dog's one thing.
Yeah. It was a good boy or girl. I never heard a peep. I only saw it towards the end. I was like, oh, you've had that sitting in your lap for the last hour.
The ones that kill me are the people, it's obviously not any kind of certified. Now it'll be wearing there's some stolen valor in the damn dog world going on right now, boys.
This was just a pet for sure.
Karens out there with you got the vests on Fifi or whatever and say, hey, it's your dog. I left mine at home. Leave your pet at home. Your pet doesn't have to go anywhere.
It's true.
What's the weirdest support animal you've seen?
Wasn't there a support peacock on a plane once?
Yeah, they escorted her. I don't think she got boarded.
I don't think I've seen any other than dogs. Yeah, for me.
I had this guy come in a place I worked. He had a pit bull. It just looked dangerous.
I mean, I have seen a support dog that looks like it's in much worse shape than the owner. And it's like you're putting that dog through hell, taking it on a flight and everything else.
Where's the dog supposed to go to the bathroom on the plane?
Let's pause at this point and see if we can't get this thing back on track. Open lines. You want to chime in? Now's a great time to take your shot. 865-966-3435, your phone number to get on the show. 966-3435. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive. Congratulations. You found sports radio that doesn't suck. This is Fan Run Radio. Knoxville.
It's football time at Tennessee, so crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Built for bonfires, backyards, and beating Bama. Garage Beer is proud to be brewed right here in the Volunteer State. So pick up a 12-pack today and look for the Drive celebrating Football Fridays at select Garage Beer headquarters around town this fall. American-owned, Tennessee-brewed Garage Beer. 100% beer-flavored beer.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
It's time for the North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week. Brought to you by North Knox Siding and Windows. Call 865-689-0505 or visit them online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
This week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week is Powell High School quarterback Deuce Rogers. Rogers led the Panthers to a 42-35 win over Central last week, accounting for over 400 yards of total offense, with 4 rushing touchdowns and 2 passing touchdowns, as Powell remained unbeaten on the season. Powell High School quarterback Deuce Rogers, this week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week.
North Knox Siding and Windows, locally owned and operated. They can handle all your siding, window, gutter, and roofing needs. Call 865-689-0505 for a free estimate or go online to northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Hi, I'm Bo Cregner with the Cregner Group at Realty Executives. You know, the real estate market, like all other markets impacted by the economy, is changing all the time. And it's never been more important to be personally represented by a trusted real estate specialist. I can't emphasize enough how important it is when selling or buying to be individually represented. Call me today for a free consultation. My number is 865-742-1035, and my website is boknowshouses.com.
Good afternoon. Happy
Drive continues. Ross Kivett, Tennessee baseball assistant, moments ago on Twitter doing his little smiley face orange emoji thing. Usually signifies that he's gotten a commitment. I think he's just talking about Ralph Scott.
Well, maybe he knows something about Tony, saying he ain't talking to anyone.
Or maybe we just got another really good player. I mean, Tennessee baseball is destined to win another national championship sometime in the next 5 years, aren't we? With
Sure
just
feels like
this
it.
crop that we've assembled. I mean, you heard Shump talking about this Ethan Moore kid. He doesn't even have a real path to the playing field next year, does he?
No.
In the midweek games.
Unless he just takes it.
Program is absolutely loaded right now with quality recruits. Matt Jones of Whole Hog Sports writes today that Arkansas has promoted Colby Smith to interim offensive coordinator and Chris Wilson to interim defensive coordinator. So Bobby Petrino revamping everything. I don't know that the Colby Smith to offensive coordinator means much, because I have a feeling Bobby will be running that offense with an iron fist.
I mean, he already said that, I think, during one of his press available, that he would still be calling the plays.
Yeah, but
in the press release.
Maybe that's just more of a practice arrangement.
Yeah.
Guy would be running practice for him.
That's what I read. Yeah.
Kind of like the Halsley-Heupel situation as well.
Yep.
Maybe Halsley can do a better job of telling him when you need to take maybe timeouts. He's not doing anything else up there.
Did you see the press conference today from the Titans? There was Nick Holtz, the offensive coordinator there, and Kuharski is pressing him on, he's giving him the Bob treatment from Office Space. What exactly is it you do here, Nick? And he was like, I'm in the meetings, the run game meetings, the practice. I do stuff. I'm important. I'm a people person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah. I'm going to have to ask you to go ahead and turn in your resignation. You know,
Bobby, you totally do the Lundenberg voice.
What I just did, you mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna need you. I need you to be here tomorrow.
He's great. Love Gary Cole. On the Arkansas front too, somebody who covers Arkansas pretty closely for the Razorback beat with one of the local stations says he's being told about Rhett Lashley, who supposedly is their primary target to be the head coach. Says Lashley's worried that the Arkansas job is a potential career killer. Has strong support in Dallas, much easier to win and make the playoffs in the ACC. He's right.
He's already done it.
Yep. Would need big money to even consider Arkansas. So maybe he might be playing it a little bit too.
Yeah, and I don't know that is. I'm just always leery of hiring the guy that stood next to the guy. Yeah. And Lashley, I just, in my mind, I still think of him as Malzahn's gopher.
Yeah. I think what we said earlier,
which probably isn't fair because I mean he's obviously built a program at SMU and made the playoff, but that's what I think.
He's had like 2 11-win seasons there. It's pretty good. But I agree with you. And what you said earlier, the more I think about it, they should just let Petrino have a crack at it. Why not?
I mean, if you could hire Gruden and he wanted and that's what you think. If you think Bobby is it's just past he's not going to be able to recapture whatever he had going on 15 years ago, and you can get Gruden and that's a splash hire and it's boom or bust. I know you think it would bust, but it's a big name. Maybe you try that, but if it's Golish or Lashley or one of these other mid-major type coaches that you're trying to bring up to the big leagues, I don't know. I'd probably just try my luck with Petrino again.
I would say I agree. Short of, like it or not, the headlines they would get with Deion Sanders, the spectacle they'd make with Deion Sanders, that might be worth a swing too. But otherwise, I would just stay the course. I don't know. They got a lot of ground to make up, man. I don't know if anybody's going to be good enough right off the bat.
Remember a year ago when we were just penciling in Deion to Florida State?
Yeah. Right.
How quickly things turn. Brad in La Follette. You're on the drive. Good afternoon, sir.
What's up, fellas?
How's it going, Brad?
Going good. Talking to people bringing their dogs out in Publix and stuff. That reminds me of the Big Lebowski, where Walter brought the Pomeranian bowling.
Dog's got papers.
He's not taking a turn, dude. I'm not buying him a beer. Oh, man. Guys, I was very confident going into the game Saturday. Am I the only one that feels this way? But looking over the schedule the rest of the year, every single SEC game scares the hell out of me.
Even Kentucky?
Even Kentucky. That would be the Tennessee thing to do would be to have playoff home field on the line and get beat by somebody like Kentucky. That would be the most Tennessee thing ever.
I mean, they're going to play out of their minds. That'd be the best they play all year, I would imagine, would be against us.
And let's hope it's a nice cold night up there. That's what it always seems to be. I hate. I mean, that's a miserable game all the time. I'm with you though, Brad. I would say that other than that game, I think all of them, well, not New Mexico State, of course, but all the other SEC games, you just don't know, man. You just don't know.
Say this weekend, say if Vanderbilt pulls a miracle and beats Alabama, how insufferable will those fans be?
I'm looking forward to that game because either result is hysterical.
Yeah,
to me, you're gonna have one fan base that is just flatlined out. So that's going to be fun to watch, and I know it's not going to be us.
Oh, I'll definitely be pulling for Vanderbilt. I mean, heck, I'd Taliban if they played Alabama. But
I can't do it, man. Alabama, just go ahead and smash them. Keep the normal order of things.
Bammer Bear says, "Roll damn Tide."
Roll damn Tide.
I mean, you guys want to cheer on? Give those guys any more gas or oxygen to their fire. No thanks.
Clark Lee's really kind of built a program over there, hadn't he, guys? I mean, it's
He's had
more
a
than
decent
just
quarterback for about a year and a half. The guy's like 30 years old.
They looked, I was saying, Brad, they looked like they had better personnel against South Carolina, which that's criminal if that's the case, but they looked that much better than them.
That's what I was saying. I think it's more than Diego Pavia. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got some players out there. And what does their NIL budget look like, Vanderbilt?
Nobody will ever know. They're private. They don't have to disclose anything, do they?
Yeah, I don't know what NIL looks like over there. I imagine, it's obviously not great, but I don't think it's terrible, too, in Nashville. There's probably a lot of business connections from the university to Nashville, as well as the rest of the country. But also,
Tootsies.
There's no doubt that they can fully fund the revenue share, which is the big thing. Like, there are some schools that struggle to make that. I don't think Vanderbilt's struggling to fully fund the $20 million rev share budget. So, I mean, I'd imagine those guys are getting paid.
Guys, did I hear you right? Did we have a commit today in basketball? We got any Tennessee basketball recruiting information?
Yeah, 6'7" Ralph Scott from Bermuda by way of IMG Academy in Florida, committing to Tennessee. He's the first commitment of 2026.
2026. That was going to be my next question. All right, good deal. All right, guys, I'll get off here. See you.
Thank you, Brad. Vanderbilt, by the way, 55th in the 247 talent composite, just behind Purdue, Rutgers, Maryland, UNLV. Vandy has no 5-star players on its roster. They have 12 4-star players on the roster right now.
That's more than I would imagine.
Yeah, I believe that is the lowest rated team in the SEC. Yeah, by far they are on paper, the least talented team in the SEC. Trying to see who would be next on that list. Kentucky at 27, Mississippi State at 24, Arkansas at 23, Mizzou, Ole Miss. Clark Lee's done a good job there to go 5-0 with only 12 4-stars on your roster. I do think it just speaks a lot to quarterback. What happens when that kid leaves? Like, can they find another dude to come in there and run that system with that amount of swagger, braggadocio?
I posted that over the weekend on X. It's like just this past weekend alone, if you watched, Pavia is the guy who started it last year. These guys who transfer in and essentially they transform their teams. And I was watching, it was when Virginia with that Chandler Morris kid, they go out and they beat Florida State, and there's countless others. Joey Aguilar. I mean, he's changed the fortunes of Tennessee football based on what we thought the season was going to look like once Nico left. I mean, it's amazing how that one position can be so pivotal.
Yeah. Brandon is next. What's up, Brandon?
Hey, speaking of worm orifices, did you know Bermuda, most people there actually ship their boats there, even though it's surrounded by water?
I did not know that. Why is that?
I guess they got a lot of money and they don't want to go across the Atlantic or the Gulf Stream. But anyway, yeah, I've heard about cougars all my life in Tennessee, and up until recently, I know that the TWRA wouldn't acknowledge them, but then these trail cams kind of indisputable evidence that they're West Tennessee, Middle Tennessee,
East Tennessee,
everywhere. But
have you ever heard one scream?
I have not. I don't know where this is going, but have I heard a cougar scream? No, but let me tell you,
it's more blood curdling than that.
That's pretty primal. They're the apex predator. They're the apex predator in the woods. It's kind of crazy to think about. Just anywhere in Tennessee, there's probably one out there. But I don't think I was giving Heupel enough credit. If you count the point extra timeouts, he's probably calling more timeouts than anybody in the league.
Yeah, the timeout thing is just strange because I find myself, and you know that when one of our defensive linemen is rolling around on the ground and then back out there 2 plays later, you know what we're doing. We are taking a timeout without taking a timeout. And that's a reason that these games are lasting so long. It's because each team's supposed to have 3 timeouts a half. And like at least Tennessee, we end up taking 5 or 6 timeouts a half.
Yeah, I don't think I was giving him enough credit, and I think like maybe that means Ole Miss 21 is the gift that keeps on giving. I don't know. It's like
Lane Kiffin started the fire.
It's like we got burned, and now we're overboard. But I listened back to my call yesterday, which sounds vain. I don't ever do that thing, and I kind of want to set the record straight. I was a little out of line myself. I didn't want to sound like I was too out on Heupel. I think what I meant to say overall about the timeout and the clock management and all that stuff is like, I didn't want, like, he has such a unique talent. All the people that say we figured out Heupel's offense, no, you didn't. Give us a 3-star that can make the plays and listen to the coach, not be a diva. And guess what? You hadn't figured Heupel's offense out. There's guys running open like Yellowstone, like literally every other play. But I don't know. I guess I see like championship potential, and I just don't want it to come down to like some sloppiness. But that's what I meant to say, and I didn't want to sound too out of line myself.
All good. Derek duly noted. I think we all love Heupel, right? I mean, how could you not? What he's brought to this program in terms of us being relevant again on the national stage. But it's like this game. It's a microcosm of the whole coach in this era of Tennessee football. It's like you could look at it and say, yeah, we're really happy with the win, but like we got to fix this, and this. Right. And with Heupel, it's like, 10,000 foot view. This is great, man. We are back and rolling, and this is fantastic. But how do you get to the next level? How do you get to where you're not just making the playoffs, you're making some noise? And is that being greedy or your expectation too high? I don't know, maybe. But it's Tennessee football, man. Why would your expectations not be at the top? If your expectations aren't at the very top of the sport, then you're just happy with just being there, man. And you're never going to get to that next. You're Kentucky. You're South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, remember last week when we talked with Sam Sklar, who covers Mississippi State. It's like success for them. They said they go make a bowl game, be bowl eligible. We're way past that. Expectations should be high.
I mean, sickos like me would not listen to you guys like 365, 24/7 if it wasn't championship Tennessee. And I know the older I get, I understand the idea my whole life of Tennessee football is probably somewhat elevated because my formative years were in the 90s and decade of dominance. And, I just thought every time we stepped out there, we were going to win. And I don't know. I do feel like we have a tendency, and I hope we don't looking towards Bama. By the way, they're looking really, really good. But overlooking these SEC West teams, man, the old former SEC West teams, I guess being out that way, that part of the state, like no matter what their record is or how many they get beat by Notre Dame at home, like they always have dudes. They got fast, big dudes, and they might not always be as bad as their record. I don't know. I feel like sometimes we just kind of overlook the states and the Arkansas. And I saw last year's Arkansas coming from like 2 miles away, and I don't know. I hope being at home's the difference.
Hope so. Can't stomach another loss to those guys.
That's right.
Nope. All right, man. I appreciate what y'all do. See you later.
Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate you as well. 865-966-3435. Your number to get on the show, 966-3435 if you want to chime in. That is probably, he mentioned the decade of dominance and you expected to win every time they were, and that is no exaggeration. That's probably my favorite thing about this era that we're in, the Heupel era, is that's back, man. Like even when you go out against Georgia and you're a 6.5 point underdog or whatever it is, and we're going to be underdogs at Bama, and I still go in there, maybe not fully expecting to win, but it ain't like there were several times during the Butch and Pruitt years where went into the games just like we are not going to win. Like this is just a not in the face game. This is please don't embarrass us. And damn it, every time we go out there now under this guy, I either expect to win or think we at least have a decent chance.
I agree. I remember those games too, where it felt like whether it was Bama or Georgia,
going out to Oregon that year.
Yeah, come get your whooping, right? I mean, that I remember.
No chance.
Yeah, the Oregon thing was. Remember, we scored the first touchdown against Oregon, and for a second you're like, "Wait a minute," and then they just murdered us.
Alabama, any number of years under Butch and Pruitt, you just did not expect to win, even though we came close. You still lost because we were losers.
Yeah. I got a wildlife thing while we've been on that topic. I want to ask Bear.
Yes.
Because they're really prevalent around here, these parts too. You ever come face to face with a coyote?
Yeah, I've actually totaled a car trying to dodge one.
They have them all over our neighborhood, and I've had many coyote sightings.
They are creepy looking though,
Yeah.
man. They got
They
that
run in packs.
Yeah, and
their
they got
eyes
that
shine.
look, and
Yeah.
A wild animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to have feral cat to multiple neighborhoods I've seen where there were like feral cat problems.
Came in there and cleaned them out.
And then you have a coyote problem. And then you have some people's smaller animals are going missing problem.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. They're so stealthy too. Just and
they can take a totally domesticated dog and get it to pack up with them.
Really?
Yeah, bad influence on other dogs.
First one I ever saw, this was like 15 years ago. I was at my old house, and I had gotten up early, and I was brushing my teeth in my bathroom, and I looked out the window, and I was still like groggy. I'd just gotten out of bed and wasn't fully awake. And I was like, there's a wolf over there. And I looked back in the mirror. I was like, wait a minute, why is there a wolf in my backyard? And I look back, and there's this coyote just sitting there, just like a wolf. Bizarre looking creature.
Wolf is, have you ever seen a wolf up close?
I have not.
I don't think so.
They're ginormous.
Foxes I've seen.
Yeah. Trying to go.
Those are cool animals.
They're cool.
Wouldn't want to get too close.
No, exactly. I've seen those around too, around these parts.
They won't let you get too close to them.
No. But yeah, those it's over by the mall, that Food City. There was one that had lost its way, a coyote. It was just kind of trotting around in the area right by the parking lot. I was like, good God, man. I'll drive along.
I'm surprised nobody had shot it.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're getting bold.
Yeah.
All right. Final segment coming up. Speak now, forever hold your peace. 865-966-3435. Your number to get on the drive. The shocking conclusion coming up next.
The Drive. Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced. Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad, and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit MatlockTireService.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332941.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury. These are just some of the curveballs life can throw at you. Fortunately, East Tennessee has someone to help you work through these problems and recover. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. If you're in need of legal advice, call today to set up a free, no-obligation consultation. 865-801-9250. As always, the phone call is free, the advice is free, so what do you have to lose? Call 865-801-9250 or go online to jrglawtn.com. That's jrglawtn.com. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. Legal expertise you can rely on.
Good afternoon.
Russell, Bob, and Bear, one more segment with you. Don't forget, coming up on Friday, we will be live from the Hardin Valley location of Matlock Tire. Come on out, get your car serviced with me, get that oil changed, tires rotated. Maybe you need some new tires. They're the home of the price match guarantee. You bring in any competitor's ad, they'll match the exact same tire for the exact same price at Matlock Tire. And again, we'll be at the Hardin Valley location of Matlock this Friday from 3 to 6. Come on out and see us. I was watching a trailer this morning. I'm a trailer addict. I watch any trailer, Netflix, movie, whatever. Mm-hmm. They have one. Netflix has a Expos documentary coming out. What happened to the Expos, Montreal Expos?
Oh, I do want to watch that.
It looks really good.
I loved the Expos back in the day.
I didn't love them as a Braves fan. Like, we had a lot of knockdown dragouts with them in the 90s. Like, they were really good in the 90s. They had Larry Walker, Pedro Martinez.
It took me the longest time. Oh, God.
Vladimir Guerrero, Marquise Grissom.
Yeah. Delino DeShields.
Oh, man. Yeah. Moises Salou.
They were loaded.
They were probably the 94 season where the World Series was canceled. Like, they were probably the best team in Major League Baseball that year.
Yeah.
They very well may have won the World Series.
It took me a long time, for whatever reason, I don't understand it, but it took me the longest time to discern on their hat what the logo was. It was actually an M, right?
I thought it said elk.
See, I thought it was, I don't know what I thought it was, but I started looking more closely, and I think it was a really wild,
I thought it was something
version
French
of an M.
For Montreal?
Yeah.
No way. Oh, now I see it.
Right? But it took
What
me
the
a
hell
while.
what are you two talking about? You never realized that was a damn M all these years?
I didn't.
How long?
I thought it said elk.
I never thought it said elk. I didn't know. I
What?
just thought it was a logo of like whatever an expo was. But then finally I was like, wait, that's an M. That's what
Is it really an M?
Yeah. Bear, don't you agree?
It's not a good
I knew
M.
it was an M when I was like 6 years old, or whenever when I first saw it. I was like, that's an M.
They used to have a great player, Boots Day and John Boccabella. I just remember watching Reds games, and God, I hated the Reds.
How can
they'd be playing the
fellas? I don't.
Easy now. It's Walker's team.
I know, but I don't like them.
You don't have to like them.
Actually, I don't mind them now.
Tell me that doesn't look like elk. There's a lowercase E and L, and granted, it's not much of a K, but that's.
What?
I thought it was some
Here's
French.
just elk.
Yeah, like Les Elk.
Well, how would that tie in?
So you, honest to God, you're today years old when you figured out this thing was an M for Montreal
Today years
the whole
old.
time? Wow.
They had that stadium. I mean, that was supposed to be the first retractable roof stadium. They built it for the 76 Olympics?
Yes.
And the roof didn't work. So they just had a dome with an orange roof.
Wasn't it called Exhibition Stadium, I think?
I think it was called Olympic Stadium.
Right,
Yeah, no, it was the Olympic. It had some kind of French sounding name, I think.
Yeah.
But you go up there and you'd be in for a tussle every time you went up to Montreal on that hard turf field. The College Sports Commission is creating a, quote, snitch line to share information about NIL rules violations across D1 college sports. The CSC has faced several issues since NIL Go officially launched in June. This according to a report from Front Office Sports today.
This is where we're at now. We're encouraging snitching.
Imagine that. Well, they got it. They can't keep up. That's the problem. They need help. It's kind of like one of those tip lines that you used to see on Crime Stoppers on the local TV stations.
Yeah.
Let us know if you see something.
See something, say something.
Yeah.
We'd sometimes call just for giggles.
Oh, that's why you can call the NIL Go thing and say, yeah, I
Kirby
saw this.
Smart is given. I saw him.
Yep.
At the varsity.
I could see Butch Jones working the snitch line.
Is that rain?
Can't be.
Butch Jones is ass. Unless it's just raining on one side of the building, Russell.
Did sound like it.
Yeah, I think that's rain. We got a little rain coming here, East Tennessee.
There's like a 7% chance today. That's crazy.
Well, we're in the 7% area, evidently.
Apparently.
Are the games this weekend going to get affected by the hurricanes that are going to stall off the East Coast, supposedly?
I thought I saw today that they're starting to make their move out to sea. I mean, there'll still be some remnants and stuff, but I don't think so. But I'm no meteorologist, so don't hold me to that.
Some interesting spreads this weekend. I noticed unranked Cincinnati is favored by 1.5 against 14th ranked Iowa State. I can hear Haji screaming autoplay all the way from the desert. So if I've learned anything from him, you always go with the unranked favorite against a ranked underdog. We'll see Michigan hosting Wisconsin. Things starting to get a little ugly for old boy up there at Wisconsin. When he was the cat's meow, everybody wanted to hire old Luke Fickell. Now he's about to lose his job.
Not a great time to be a Badgers fan. You know, one of the things we didn't talk about yesterday, or we did talk about it, but I wanted to prove my point on this, was these guys that took over for fired coaches, because we're thinking about Petrino in Arkansas, right? Virginia Tech is now 2-0 since their interim coach came in.
Oh, man.
And UCLA almost got a win
Yeah.
against Northwestern. They showed some heart. They rallied. They almost beat them. They played more inspired than they did under Deshaun Foster.
They played Penn State in the Rose Bowl this weekend.
They get their brains beat in, dude.
I'm just thinking about what kind of Arkansas team we'll see when they come here.
Anybody give Florida a puncher's chance
against
Texas?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I just like Bear said earlier, they've got a good enough defense. I just don't know what you're going to see from them. They have talent. It's
a game in Austin or Gainesville?
It's in Gainesville. And Texas hasn't, again, to me,
Florida outright.
Yeah, and I mean they haven't played an SEC game, but I think they're one of the bigger disappointments. I mean, they're 3-1, but I'm just kind of like, they for all the talent they've got, they just haven't shown much.
I mean, they played one team, got beaten in the 3 bye games.
Yeah.
Miami at Florida State. Remember when this rivalry just defined the sport in the 1990s?
Wide left, wide right. Yeah. You would usually see like the top 50 players in America between the two teams, it felt like.
Miami's a 4.5-point favorite on the road in Tallahassee. What do you think that line would look like if FSU hadn't pooped to the proverbial bed last week in Charlottesville?
What do we think the line would look like?
Yeah, it'd be a little lower, right?
Probably 2.5, maybe. Something like that. Because it'd be 2 top 10 teams.
I could see Miami really going in there and having their way with FSU. It was not an impressive performance against Virginia for them last week. That was you are not back.
Do we think Mississippi State can cover at Texas A&M? Not necessarily win, but it's 14.5.
Sure. I mean, how much of a letdown do you have after losing that game at home against us? And A&M, they're feeling it a little bit right now. They're frothing at the mouth. They feel like they've got their guy finally in Elko, and
up to number 6 in the rankings.
Yep.
Yeah.
But do they have a little bit of a letdown at some point? I don't know. It's an interesting slate this weekend. Thank you, Bob.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Bear. Fox Sports National Programming coming up next on many of these Fan Run affiliates. We will do it again tomorrow right here on The Drive.
The Drive.